Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya al-mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah, yesterday we discussed about the drug sugar, this artificial molecule, alright, refined by man, that Allah give us the knowledge, the scientific capability, and what we do, we destroy ourselves with the very thing that we consume. So it is important for us to know that first and foremost, for us to have good health, we have to reduce the amount of sugar in our diet, especially the children, because these are all artificial or add-on sugar, and whatever natural sugar we have from fruits, okay, from apple or pear or dates, they are very nominal because they are laden with fiber, and it takes very long time for our digestive system to absorb the sugar from sucrose to glucose and then to be sent to all part of our body through the bloodstream. But if we are not using the natural sugar, we're using the added sugar, we will consume many times more, and as a result we have all these problems I mentioned yesterday about addiction to sugar, destroying our life in terms of our brain function, having emotional problems of children, not able to concentrate, ADHD, having obesity, having diabetics, having heart attack, having cancer. All the diseases that you can imagine are lifestyle diseases created by modern man using science and technology, and then in that process we created this whole industry of sugar laden industries, because we know this addiction is very difficult to get rid of. But we must have a new via media, new thinking, and we got to go back to the natural way, because this civilization we are talking is a junk food civilization, all right? Because apart from sugar, one of the greatest calamities of this civilization is the junk food, the processed food, the fast food that we are consuming. So there is a saying in the local language, you know, all these fast food noodles that you eat, which had only calories and just flavorings, cepat dimasak, cepat mematikan. Very fast to cook, but very fast you're going to die. All right, so this is the problem that we have to overcome, because this junk food industry is worth hundreds of billions of US dollars all over the world, and it is actually causing all the major diseases that we are seeing today, exactly like what we have spoken just now, from our system, our organs, our endocrine system, our nervous system, all are being affected by the junk food, because they are basically carbohydrates, empty carbohydrates with chemical flavoring, chemical preservative, chemical everything. So everything is clogging up your whole organs and your brains, and it will actually finally destroy you. You will die a premature death. Not only you die a premature death, a painful death, and you become zombies because of the high and low impact in terms of the blood sugar level in your body. So most of this junk food are actually empty calories, okay? They are based on carbohydrate, whether it is from wheat, whether it's from rice, whether it's from potatoes, but when they are processed, added with flavoring, this artificial flavoring, then you also go back to the same situation of addiction. You get addicted to this junk food, and this junk food is not going to help you. So if we look at the natural way of life, for example, we have a natural way of life based on what? Based on our greens, our vegetables. You know, we all kind of vegetables, hundreds of varieties of vegetables. All right, we have fruits, thousands of varieties of fruits all over the world, from the temperate zone to the equatorial region. Then we have all kind of legumes, beans. All right, we have all kind of spices and onions and so on. So these are natural food that you consume. As you pick it up, you consume and eat, and when you consume and eat, it is all natural. So we have to go back to the natural way of life in this 21st century civilization. That's why in this book, in chapter 10, we talk about the permaculture lifestyle. Permaculture means we are not planting only single kind of cultivation in a specific area, but we are creating food forests. It's a forest, but it's full laden with food, with fruits, with vegetables, with herbs, with so many things. And they are all interacting in an ecologically sustainable way. And when we do that, there will be enough food for the whole world. All the 7 billion human beings on this earth can actually partake in this, because we don't need that much big area to plant. And we also can use modern technology like hydroponics, recycling of wastewater to become nutrients. For example, we can have the full cycle of producing fish, for example. We can get protein from the fish. The waste of the fish is just being pumped into a hydroponic system, and the waste of the fish will then become nutrient for our vegetable garden. And then we recirculate the pure water back into the fish tank, and you have a closed loop size system. And the extra vegetables, the waste vegetables, are being chopped and then made into pellets and given to the fish. So the whole cycle is there. And the waste food that we generate from the household is composted and made into compost. And this compost can be used to fertilize the land. Also, along the way, we can also do breeding of worms with this waste food, waste vegetables, and so on. And it can be the feed for our chicken farm. And you can see this beautiful permaculture way of life, which is very natural. And that is a jihad that we Muslims must do, because this permaculture way of life was pioneered by the Muslims. During the great days of Islam, the civilization of Islam, we have zone. For example, we have this permaculture. A desert area of Andalusia was made into hanging gardens, beautiful hanging gardens. For 600 years, the Muslims have created waterways, lakes, gardens and zone for animals, for wild animals, for domesticated animals, for housing, recycling of water, and so on. So it's so beautiful. This is a technology that is not new to the Muslims. So we have a holistic way of life, not a junk food way of life. So we must begin to express this in small ways to showcase this ability for us to develop this kind of communities. Then a lot of people are searching for an answer, because now with the advent of lifestyle problems, of the breakdown of society, of emotional problems that we are facing in society, of the meaningless in life we are facing in society, we can have a good life living in a community of loving, caring people, not only for ourselves, loving and caring for this good earth. And that is very, very important. So what is important is for us to think how we as Muslims can lead the world to move away from junk food, from sugary food, from fast food, and recreate a 21st century civilization based on holistic way of living, green way of living, ecologically beautiful way of living, and we will achieve all the happiness. And others in the world will see this and say, yeah, this is the community that I want to be with. And if you do that, inshallah, we'll transform the 21st century. So my advice to young people, be the transforming generation. Study about how we're going to balance our life spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically, and strive to understand our purpose and meaning in life, the grandeur that Allah has endowed upon us to be His true and sincere servant as Khalifah, striving always every day to do something small, striving to make ourselves good, helping others to be good, making the world good. Inshallah, we will achieve success.